So your INFP or ENFP senpai has finally noticed you, possibly through unethical means. But nevertheless, you want to know if you have a chance with this person, or if this is going to be a big, horrible mistake. Well, I've got good news for you because the answer is both. If there's anything that made-for-television movies have taught me, it's that you can have a chance with somebody, and taking that chance is a horrible mistake. Obviously, you have a chance with anybody of any personality type, but each combination has pros and cons. And in this video, I'm going to go over the pros and cons of an INFP-ENFP relationship. So without further ado, let's get started. ENFPs and INFPs have all the same cognitive functions. And no, this isn't like ESTJs where they're completely inverted. They're only swapped around a little. Because of this, ENFPs and INFPs will feel really at home with each other, which is pretty rare because both types are super goofballs. And it's hard for them to feel like they fit in. Both types live in the world of ideas, and they can really feed each other's NE. When INFPs and ENFPs get together, there's never going to be a dull moment. One minute you'd be talking about how the Monopoly player figures could make really good sitcom characters, and the next minute you'll be questioning, why isn't there a Snickers galaxy? Somebody's gotta write Hershey's a letter. ENFPs and INFPs will be able to validate each other in ways that most types can't. After all, both types have a super strong self-concept and focus highly on their own values. They believe in individualism over collectivism. Both types are gonna hate objective, standardized, cold mechanical rules. And they're both gonna get fired from a lot of jobs. Just for very different reasons. Basically, ENFPs and INFPs would make the perfect anarchist couple. ENFPs and INFPs can even help each other with their own flaws and weaknesses. Well, kinda. Well, it's not first nature for INFPs. They can certainly get pretty good at habits and routines. But for ENFPs, keeping a routine is harder than teaching a pig to fly. Well, ENFPs can become pretty good at making plans and breaking down tasks into smaller steps. And just, getting stuff done. At least at first. But this is something that INFPs can really struggle with. And because both of these traits aren't first nature to these types, I feel like they can be a lot more empathic when their partner is struggling with them. Like an ENTJ is a lot less likely to understand why making a checklist is so much harder for you. If you're getting value from this video, then consider giving this video some value back by booping that like button or smashing the subscribe button. And if you want to give a little extra value back, check out my Patreon and Ko-fi for some cool perks. Anyway, back to the video. Yeah, you saw this one coming. This is the internet. We can't be positive or anything. At the end of the day, INFPs and ENFPs have very different energies. ENFPs are really intense. Like, I like NE as much as the next INFP, but ENFPs take it a bit too far. I once tried dating an ENFP, and I liked their energy at first, but it was just a bit too much for me. ENFPs are always looking for external stimulation, whereas INFPs are always looking for internal stimulation. This is the real difference between introverts and extroverts. And because of this, INFPs are going to need a lot of space and rest. And this is something that ENFPs will probably find a bit off-putting. I can see ENFPs saying something like, "You never want to have any fun," or "You're so boring. Why is it always a no from you?" ENFPs are going to want to take off. Well, INFPs will always be dragging them to the ground. Or at least that's how ENFPs will feel. INFPs may also open up a lot slower than ENFPs. And this can make ENFPs feel unloved. Or like you don't trust them. And I mean, you kinda don't. But it's not normal to try to move into somebody's house on the second date. To ENFPs, love is an open door. And an open diary. While this energy mismatch can be a bit of a problem, they have a much bigger problem because ENFPs and INFPs have blind spots bigger than the state of Texas. Both INFPs and ENFPs can be really oblivious to the real world. While ENFPs, in my opinion, can be a little bit less oblivious, they're still pretty oblivious. Maybe their blind spot is more the size of California. So basically, expect tearing your house apart every other day, looking for each other's wallets and phones. Normally, one person could call the other person's lost phone, but with INFPs and ENFPs, you're both always going to lose your phones. Pro tip, buy a landline. No, you'll probably lose that too. So, do you think you have what it takes to make this relationship work? Overall, I think ENFPs and INFPs can make a pretty good couple. Sure, there'll be challenges, but I don't think they're going to be all that big of a problem. Now, a relationship between INFPs and INTPs? Well, you're gonna have to check out the video I made on that right here. I've been TrebleKnight. Thank you guys so much for watching. Special thanks to my patrons, and I'll catch you guys all next time.